Okay. So, what setting was I in? So, I was in the outpatient setting. I was at Spine and Sport Physical Therapy NIB. Um, yep, outpatient setting. What did you find helpful during your preparation for your first clinical experience? Well, actually, this was my second experience, but I think something that was helpful was being able to take the ortho class right before going into this rotation. It definitely made my perspective and my mindset into that ortho setting instead of an acute care setting or like a sniff. Um, so I think having my mind already kind of in that ortho mindset was helpful. What would you recommend to a classmate who will be completing their clinical experience in a similar setting to prepare for their rotation? Um, I would say definitely if you're going to be in an outpatient setting, whichever outpatient setting, um, to definitely look at the protocols and precautions of some big common surgeries like an ACL, meniscus, rotator cuff, um, like an ankle, like an ankle lateral sprain, something like that. Those are all really common diagnoses that were seen in my rotation. So definitely just refreshing yourself um, on those protocols and precautions, just so when you go into your rotation, you're not at a complete loss of what to do, or nothing is oh, I haven't seen this before. So definitely just refresh yourself a little bit. Discuss specific challenges you experienced and what strategies you implemented, and did it help with those challenges? I think one challenge for sure was just trying to um, catch up with how busy it got. Um, and there wasn't really anything I could do other than just continuously do it, because it's just one of those things that the more you do it, the better you get at it and your confidence gets better. But I think a huge challenge for me was just realizing how busy it truly was in an outpatient setting, in comparison to my last rotation in the hospital. It's just busy in a different way. But it definitely was kind of a shock and overwhelming at first. But as the weeks went on, I obviously got more confident and more competent in what I was doing with it being that busy still. But yeah, that was definitely a shock at first. Discuss expectations of your CI and facility, such as time management, documentation, safety, discharge, and anything else you think is important. My CI definitely just always wanted me to be comfortable and not want to put me in a situation that was uncomfortable, but also was pushing me to improve each week. And they definitely had that expectation of 75% caseload by the end of my rotation. And I think there wasn't anything she truly set in stone, I expect you to do X, Y, and Z. It was more just her expecting me to put myself outside of my comfort zone and push myself and just advocate for myself and know that this rotation was mine, and she just wanted to help me get whatever I could out of it. But like I said, I think time management just goes without saying in this rotation. So I think it was kind of an expectation that she didn't really have to establish, because it was something I figured out on my own, that if you don't have good time management or like prioritizing well, you're not going to succeed. So last question. What did you like about your setting, and could you see yourself working with this patient population? I feel like I just fit a lot better in this setting. Like the vibe was just more up my alley. Like the environment was more up my alley. It felt more like a gym, and I'm like a lot more comfortable in like a gym environment than I would be in like a hospital. And I think just like the work environment and like the people in that work setting were just like people I got along with so much better than when I was in a hospital. So, with all that being said, I could definitely see myself working in an outpatient setting for sure. And then the last question was just about COVID, working during the COVID era, but I'm obviously not working during the COVID era, so I don't really have anything to say on that.